Hey, what's up you guys, we're Max here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Overwatch. So is this game worth your money? Is it worth all the hype built up for it? Let's take a look, but before we head and go look at the game, we're going to go ahead and open up the Collector's Edition. Story/plot. There actually isn't a story mode of this game, but that hasn't stopped Blizzard from giving a small background for Team Overwatch. Years after an international task force called Overwatch is formed to protect the world during the Omnet Crisis, people began to turn against their saviors after Team Overwatch entered the crisis and was being accused of crimes. After an attack on the Overwatch headquarters and the death of their leader Jack Morrison, the team disbanded. Years after the team broke up, a man under the name Reaper led an attack under Winston's laboratory, causing the team to come back together once again after Winston realizes the world truly needs the return of Team Overwatch. Gameplay and controls. Overwatch has the most addicting gameplay I've ever experienced in a multiplayer game, actually. Each individual character has a very unique playstyle that's extremely fluid and very responsive to commands from the controller or keyboard. Controls are completely spot on, and I haven't experienced a single issue while playing this game. Graphics and cutscenes. Actually, Overwatch doesn't have cutscenes. Instead, Blizzard released cinematic mini-movies on Overwatch leading up to the release, much like the Super Smash Bros. Trailers for Nintendo Wii U and Nintendo 3DS. The graphics have more of an animated type of style that feels right at home with these lovable and detailed characters. Online multiplayer. As most of you already may know, Overwatch is only an online game. Before you turn this video off completely and reject the entirety about buying Overwatch, realize this. Overwatch is one of the best online games out there. This is a Blizzard game, which if you don't know who Blizzard is, they're the creators of World of Warcraft, and just take a look at how successful that game is. Not only is Overwatch the most addicting multiplayer game I've ever played, but it has the best quality I've ever seen in a multiplayer game. A wide variety of characters to play as, memorable maps to play on, great unlockables, and amazing gameplay. Not only did I experience any lag at all, which is really saying something considering I can barely play Black Ops 3 with my connection. Unlockables. Unlockables in this game stand out from unlockables in other games. Rather than getting upgrades and random outfit pieces, the unlockables in Overwatch include different skins for each hero, sprays, voice phrases, victory poses, and in-game money for each individual hero. You can unlock these by receiving loot boxes, which are pretty much the same as crates in Uncharted 4 and the supply drops in Call of Duty. To gain access to these loot boxes, you can either purchase them as microtransactions or earn them by leveling up each time while playing the game. Characters. Overwatch has a wide variety of characters to choose from. You have 4 classes: offensive, defensive, tanks, and support. Each one of these classes has a variety of unique characters such as the stealthy ninja Genji, the dual-wielding shotgun user Reaper, the sniper user Widowmaker, the beef-up Zara, and the funky roller skating Lucio. Each single one of these characters have their own weapons and traits themselves as well. The main thing people don't realize about Overwatch is you're supposed to experiment with all the characters. During any game mode you play, you have the option to switch over to another hero to help out the current situation in your team. In order to have the highest chance to win the match, your team needs to be balanced and have at least one character from each class. Game modes. Currently, as a few days after the release of Overwatch, the game only has 4 game modes, but there will be more to come in the future as a form of free DLC. These game modes include Escort, where your objective is to defend and move a payload from point A to point B, Assault, where your team either attacks or defends capture points across the maps, Hyper, which is a combination of Escort and Assault, And last but not least, Control, where both teams fight to control the capture point for the longest time against the opposing team in the best 2 out of 3 formats. Justice the game did. Overwatch is a type of online game where it's actually okay not to have a story mode. This is the most dedicated game I've seen in the entire genre, and Blizzard just plans to continue to improve this game by adding more characters, maps, game modes, and in the future in the form of free DLC. On top of unforgettable characters and memorable maps, Overwatch is the most refreshing multiplayer game I've played since Grand Theft Auto 5's release. Justice that could have been done. My only issue with the game currently as it stands is that I wish there were more game modes. The current game modes are pretty fun, but they can get somewhat repetitive after playing for hours and hours on end. Other than that, there's no real issues with the game at all. Final verdict. Overwatch truly took me by surprise. I wasn't hyped at all for this game until a few weeks prior to its release, but that doesn't stop me from becoming an instant fan of this game. I give Overwatch a 9.8 out of 10 simply because I feel like this game needs another game mode, but I know Blizzard will change that in the future. Other than that one issue, Overwatch is exactly what an online-only game should be, and I highly recommend picking this game up if you're into online games, or an FPS fan, or a Blizzard fan, or just want a great time with friends and want to meet new people online to play with and against with. That's all for this review, but stay tuned for next week as we review our first indie game on the channel called B3 Beep Boop Bot. I hope everybody enjoyed this review because I've had the most fun I've ever had making a review with this game. I'll see you guys next time. Happy gaming.
This is it. Awesome.